Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, how we doing, everybody? Thank you guys for the early support. So that Black woman statue is inaccurate. No bonnet. Thank you, Miss Mia, for your super sticker. I appreciate you. And thank you, Gregory said, between Black women claiming a statue as a flex and arguing with men on social media about coming to the gym half naked is crazy work. Thing about it is, I don't know if they think it's a flex or not. This is relatively a new statue. Like the news has just been up like a couple of days, a day or two. So I don't know what people's reaction has been to this statue. But what we're going to do is we're going to go into what this statue is supposedly supposed to be about. Because I thought it was, see, it's more than just the statue. First thing first, let me just share a little bit. Okay. Just the AI's response when you type this in gives you a brief overview, and it was almost enough to make me hurl. The statue grounded in the stars. This is what this is supposed to be named as far as being an art piece. Grounded in the stars. The artist is Thomas J. Price, who is a British sculptor known for his contemporary sculptures that challenge traditional representations. That is the crux of the matter. It challenges traditional representations. The location of this particular statue that we're talking about is right in the middle of Times Square, okay, facing 47th Street. So it's right in the smack dab in the middle of the tourist section of New York, okay? Everybody, when they visit New York, they love to go down to Times Square. It's basically downtown, where all of the shops are at, and then the theaters, and the whole New York tourist vibe is down there. The artist's significance, design, and inspiration. The sculpture depicts a fictionalized young woman standing confidently with her hands on her hips in a contrapposto pose, reminiscent of classical sculptures like Michelangelo's David. However, it is in a modern style, featuring everyday clothing and a matted black finish. Cultural commentary. Price's work aims to confront preconceived notions of identity and representation, amplifying traditionally marginalized bodies on a monumental scale. The statue serves as a counterpoint to the predominantly white male statues, by the way, in the area, inviting reflection on the human condition and cultural diversity. This is important. The statue encourages passersby to engage with it, offering a moment of introspection amid the bustling environment of Times Square. Price hopes that the installation will foster meaningful connections and emotional reflections among the viewers. Additional context alongside the statue, Price's Man series, a collection of stop motion animation, is being showcased on the billboards in the area. Now, before I go into everything that I want to go into, this is the actual statue. Okay? This right here. It's not making it bigger. This is the actual picture of the statue. Oh, y'all can't see that? Hold on. It must have opened in a different. Okay. This is a picture of the statue. Okay. As you can see, the statue has braids or twists. She is overweight. She's got just regular clothes on, pants and a t-shirt. She's got her hands on her hips in a sort of defiant pose. Here are the things that we notice. She is young. This statue depiction is probably like a woman in her early 30s, you would say. Late 20s, early 30s. Okay. She is alone. She's alone. She's alone. There's nothing around her. There's no support system depicted. There's no family. There's no friends. There's no sisters. There's no brothers. There's no husband. There is not even a sense of femininity, softness, vulnerabilities, nothing. Nothing. Okay? She's alone. This is not the first statue that this man has done. This is him. This is him. Thomas Price. He is from the UK. This is the artist that created the statue that we're talking about. Okay. This is another one of his statues. This one is actually in the UK. Another Black woman. This one seems to be younger, maybe in her early 20s. She's once again alone. She's once again unflattering. Her clothes are unflattering, just some gym shoes, sweats, and a t-shirt, hands in her pockets. Again, no depiction of softness. There's no depiction of femininity, vulnerability, or even female strength and power, like feminine power. Nothing. 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 Just a chick nonchalantly standing around. Now, what I want to do is I want to come back to this right here. The explanation. The cultural commentary. His work aims to confront preconceived notions of identity and representation, amplifying traditionally marginalized bodies on a monumental scale. My question is this, Black women. When are you going to get tired of being the face of every knockoff group, the marginalized, non-traditional, oddball, weirdo group? They always make Black women the face of a weirdo movement, the movement of weirdos. Always the face of what it is to be non-traditional, to not be in feminine space as a woman, to not be that never specifically making you never the face of femininity, of vulnerability, of softness, of care, of beauty, never making you the face of beauty, never making you the face of anything to be admired or anything to be in awe or inspired by. All the time to make Black women the face of some small ism, offshoot, weird fringe kind of thought that nobody really pays attention to. It's always odd. You know, it's always like, oh, really? What is that? Huh? What? While at the same time purporting that this is supposed to be the fact that you are not a representation of what is traditional, is supposed to then be speculated that that is a representation of something that transcends being a woman. You transcend the expectation of femininity. You transcend, somehow this is supposed to be a compliment to Black women that, you're not really a woman. You're something other than a woman, not a man. We're not calling you a man, but you're something mystical that's not a woman, though. We would never make you so small as a woman. We would never diminish you so much as to call you a woman, because a woman, it's so small. Being a woman, it's kind of disgusting, right? Especially when you start talking about what the patriarchal expectations of a woman is supposed to be. Of course, Black women aren't that. Why would we think that Black women would fit as mothers? Of course not. Why would we think that Black women would fit in such a small box as a good wife? Why would we diminish you so and insult you by depicting you as, a soft woman? Why would we insult you as a group of Black women by putting you in the box of being a woman? You're not a woman. You're some mystical creature that's not quite a woman. You got a vagina, but you're not a woman. That's what this say. That's what this is. That's what this is. Convince and hyenas, you bought it. You've been buying it for 80 years, been buying it. foolishness. This foolishness you've been buying. And they called it everything. Black girl magic and, strong, black, independent, black woman. You ain't gotta be put in this box of being a woman. Well, if I'm not a woman, what am I? You ever stop to ask? You ever stop to ask? If I'm not a woman, then what the heck am I then? Because you're saying I'm not a man, it's only two. It's only two I can be. So which one am I? You don't want to be those white women. They're just women. They don't have a say or a choice or anything. They have to be wives and moms and soccer moms and take their kids to school and pick them up and support their corporate ladder climbing husbands and just, stupid wife stuff like generational wealth and, helping their husband buy their forever home that they're going to raise their children in. You don't want to be a wife. You don't want to be a mom. You don't want to be what the patriarchy expects you to be, because look at those women. They're weak. The men only like them because they do what the men say. And they have a mind of their own. They're not free to make their own decisions like black women are. So see, you're more than women. Look at these poor, stupid white women. All they get is just a man to take care of them for the rest of their life and their kids. All they get is the ability to pass down businesses, homes, land, and wealth. That's all. That's all. You don't want to be in there, do you? Of course not, because you're strong and you're capable. Darn it. You don't have to be in a box with some man telling you what to do. You could be by yourself. You make your own decisions. You get your own house and you can stand alone. You can stand alone. Because only weak women need support systems. Only weak women need support systems. You don't need a support system because you're better than that. You're stronger than that. So you can be depicted alone all the time with no one around you, defiantly standing before the world. I am a black woman, hear me roar. And I don't need children or husbands or men or mothers or fathers or brothers or sisters. I can stand here in my non-shaped body because you've got to accept me with my hypertension and my diabetes, because the gym is for suckers. Look at you, trying to be skinny so these men can like you. Well, I don't need a man. And so I don't need to do anything that men like, because screw what men like. Didn't even so much as sculpt her with a pretty dress on. Didn't even so much as sculpt her with a pretty dress on. Gave her a too short t-shirt from Walmart and some stretch jeans from Temu. And that's supposed to be the representation of black women, the laughing stock. This is the representation of what it means to be a Black woman. We're gonna go into the other part of it. You know what? Let me do an early commercial break so we can get into it, because there's so many layers here. But after these messages, we'll be right back. So I need everybody to go to ashkicking.com. The link is pinned to the top of the chat. It's that time of year again where we are going out in t-shirts and sundresses, and that skin cannot be ashy. So if you want to kick the ash with Ash Kicking, then go to ashkicking.com, pick up you some of this wonderful body butter. And if this is going to be your first order, I encourage you to use a 10% discount using the promo code Crimson at checkout. Once again, the link is at the top of the chat, ashkicking.com. I owe you guys a bam, 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 bam. You gotta hit the like button, bam, bam. You gotta Go ahead and hit the like button. Let's see. HVAC said UK Black man made it, a white woman sponsored it. So this is the final trap of feminism, mockery. My question is, what are American Black women gonna do about this? Y'all gonna eat this or finally change for good? Said, bless Kendra, when I saw the statue, thought about the video response you did years ago about the Gatorade commercial. Insulting. Thank you, Key. Said, complete mockery is what it is. Ray said, proud of this, but they are destroying MLK statues. Just take another look at it, actually. We're going to get back to talking about the nuances, but just take another look at it. It's standing there. Look at it. Look, this is the depiction. Doesn't have a good bra on. You can tell by the way the breasts are not sitting properly. Once again, the too short t-shirt that doesn't quite cover the fupa. Built it with a fupa. Not even so much as a smile. Excuse me. Not even so much as it's scowling like so many of you do. The posture says, I don't care what you think about me. That's the whole problem. My apologies. Standing there scowling. The Chick-fil-A order is taking a little longer than she wanted. If they don't call her order in another couple of minutes, she's gonna start acting a fool with the cashier. This is this stance. This is the stance. This is the stance of a chick standing in line at the gas station convenience store, and she gonna start arguing in a little while over something stupid. I mean, just look at it. Let me get a closer. This is the face. This is the face. This is the face of this thing. Look at it. Look at it. Just this blank. There's no happiness. There's no beauty. There's no thoughtful countenance or anything. Nothing. Just we're gonna get back. Back to the so-called cultural commentary. The statue serves as a counterpoint to the predominantly white male, that see, they leave out the white part, male statues in the area inviting, see, that's important. Why would a black woman's image be the perfect counterpoint to a bunch of white male statues? Could it be that everybody knows that black women want to be Mrs. Cartwright, and not just American black women? We gonna stop that lie too. We gonna stop that lie too. Black American women ain't the only ones color struck about Mr. Cartwright. I'm not gonna delineate. Side note, I am not delineating non-American black women from this. They just as guilty as American-born black women in all of this foolishness. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because they get over here and they twerk and they act a fool like so-called black women, American black women do. And then when it come time to call black women out on the foolishness, they get to run back to their culture, talking about how their culture don't support all this twerking and foolishness. You're part of the problem. Any of you, I don't care if your background is Nigerian, Haitian, Ghanaian, West Indian, I don't care what your background is. If you get somewhere and twerks and twists your butt, you are a hyena like the rest of them. You just got an accent. Care nothing about that. Because any female that can bring herself to even be associated with that kind of foolishness is a part of it, the part of the problem. You don't get to run back to your culture, the cover of your culture, so that you cannot be a hyena. You are a hyena too. You just got an accent. Because they cosplay American black women when it's funny. And when we start talking to them, now all of a sudden, this accent start coming. I don't care nothing about your mammy came from Nigeria. I don't care. I don't care. You were standing in the street twerking. You're a hyena like the rest of them. You want to throw it away? I'm not American black. That those are the black women. And not you don't get to run back. You don't get to run back. Because if you was a lioness for real, you would never be caught up. So you don't get to act a fool and be a thought. And then when it comes time to take accountability, it's them over there. You know, my culture, we don't do that. Right. So we not doing that either. I don't care where your mammy and your daddy came from. I don't care. If you get over here and you want to twerk And you want to be counted among the hoes, then you counted among the hoes then. You one of the hoes. You one of the hoes. You one of the hoes. You one of. Now, getting back to the statue serves as a counterpoint to the predominantly white male statues in the area, inviting reflection on the human condition and cultural diversity. Why are you always the counterpart or the counterpoint to white men? They are. This is an extension of you're not a woman. That's the first thing. The first thing is it is an extension of the concept that Black women are not women. So you can't even be compared to other women. This is why Black women don't compare themselves to other women. They are always comparing themselves to men. Well, we're better than the men. We make more money than the men. We're more educated than the men. But you don't compare yourself to the other women and what the women are doing. So everybody knows that you want to be the bed wench to Mr. Cartwright. You always wanted Mrs. Cartwright's position that you shall never have. Why is the Black woman the antithesis of the white male? Anybody ever ask themselves that? Why is it always depicted that the Black woman is the antithesis? She's the other side of the coin of white men. Because white men run their community and Black women run theirs. And who made it that way? Who put that into play? Mr. Cartwright put that into play. Put the Black woman in the leadership role in the Black community, thus ensuring the failure of that community. Because no woman, there has been no community or race of people that has ever succeeded with where the women were in all the leadership positions within it. The leaders of finance, the leaders of the home, the leaders of the jobs, the leaders of all the stuff that they claim they the leaders of. They put Black women in charge of the Black community to ensure that it would fail. And it has worked like an absolute charm, because Black women couldn't wait to try to have some type of little power, and you still ain't got none. All that you have done is run the so-called community into the ground to the point where we cannot actually call it a community. It is not actually a community. There's almost zero family structure. Male to female relations are in complete shambles. The children in shambles. We have no generational wealth to speak of, to pass to anyone. We don't have wisdom to pass to anyone. The spiritual component, pretty much non-existent. And they put the women in charge because they knew that the chaos of women would win the day. If you take women out of a structure, their chaos is going to eventually run wild. And that's going to be destructive. Came all the way from the UK to make a stupid statue to put it in Times Square of a single black uncovered female. And that's supposed to be the representation of what black women are supposed to look up to and do what? And do what with it? And do what with it? What is that supposed to say to somebody? That this is something to look up to, that this is a condition that is admirable, that this is a position that is enviable, and it is not. They don't put white women up there like that. You name me one white statue of a white woman that's by herself that is depicted in every way antithetical to femininity. There are statues of white women, but name for me the statue of a white woman that is depicted in such a way that she is the antithesis of femininity. They depict they white women as Venuses, and goddesses, and beautiful, and within the reserved strength of femininity. And they have dresses on. And even if they don't make them fat and unruly looking. He came over here and built a statue of a modern day mammy. That's a modern day mammy. Fat, black, bitter, and unhappy and undesirable. That was a modern day mammy. Where's the white version of that? When do white men build statues of white women and she fat and ugly and undesirable? Don't nobody know who she is, and she represent white women and everything wrong with white women. The Statue of Liberty is a prime example. Now, originally, the Statue of Liberty was supposed to be a black woman breaking her chains. They turned it to a white woman. And what is she? What is she? She got a crown on her head. I forgot what she was supposed to represent esoterically. But she's got on a robe, and they call her the Statue of Liberty's nickname is Lady Liberty. Lady Liberty. And she's an honorable countenance. She's holding the light of justice up high, and she's regal. the biggest statue, the biggest female statue is a white woman. And she is supposed to represent everything good about freedom and white women. She's the pinnacle of feminine power and beauty, all put into one. And you got a statue of a black woman also in Manhattan, and she fat, black, a mammy, and mad. What do she represent? Everything wrong with women, with black women. Why would a black woman be the perfect counterbalance to white men? You got to keep asking yourself that question. Why wouldn't other men be the counterbalance to statues of white men? Why not make a statue of a black man? If we're doing that, if we're trying to make a counterbalance for the diversity because there's so many white male statues out or whatever, supposedly, which I've been down to Times Square, I didn't see a bunch of statues, but whatever. I mean, unless you want to talk about the little statues that be in the park and, stuff like that. She's the counterbalance because she has been the weaponized tool of this country's long history with white supremacy / survivalism. This country has a history of that. And there has been no better representation of it. There has been no better weapon to complete its tasks than black women. Black women have done more destruction in the name of white supremacy than the Ku Klux Klan could have ever done. The Ku Klux Klan could not have destroyed the black community the way in which a weaponized black woman has been able to. And that is why she gets honored in the way that she do. Because the only way she can be that weapon is like this. The only way she can be the weapon, the only way she can be the weapon is to be it like this. Alone. Standing by herself. With nothing else. She can't have her man with her. She can't have her kids with her. She can't have her family with her. She can't have her community with her. She got to be like this. This is the only way she can be weaponized by a system that could not have destroyed the black family on its own. They had to weaponize her. This is what this is. This is the Black community, just her, nothing else. A non-existent community. This commemorates the destruction of the Black community as a whole. That is the commemoration, a consecration of the final destruction. A job well done. Now you get to stand upon its ashes. There is no community. She's by herself. She's by herself. It's absolutely egregious. It is an absolute affront to everything that Black women, in from a historical standpoint, before all this foolishness, to everything that we have ever done. "80 years of foolishness has canceled out hundreds of years of Black women actually toughing it out, flaws and all, even with the flaws, being married, having families, sticking by their men, gone because of feminism and foolishness." It's a distant dream. It's a distant dream. Like a fever dream. You don't know if it was real or not. When we see depictions, early depictions of Black women with dignity and class, and they were with their husbands and they were with their children. When the public image was good, when the public image was wholesome, when Black women's public image, she was the mother of everyone. She was the quintessential woman. She was the quintessential woman. She was every woman. She worked a little bit, but she never lost sight of her importance as a mother and as a wife. She was also involved in the community. She was in the churches. She was in the schools. She helped with the children. She helped her husband with the businesses, and she helped. Long gone, like it never was, like it never even happened. And on top of all of it, when we talk about those old images of Black women, they was beautiful. All of that. And on top of it, she was fine. Now your image is this: ugly and hostile and unappealing and unattractive, mad at the world and facing it by yourself. No wonder you're mad. No wonder you're mad. I have no idea what the consensus has been publicly for in terms of Black people, the men or the women. I don't know what the vibe is concerning it. So I can't even really speak to it. But I know that statue is atrocious. I know that. That statue is horrific. That is horrific. Then somebody want us to corral these hoes. I'm not corralling these hoes. I am not doing that. I will sleep in a hollow log and drink muddy water before I go into the boneyard and try to dress them hyenas up like lionesses. I ain't doing that. Not doing that. The lionesses have to say, we too busy saving ourselves. We don't have time to go over there and try to lure out no hyenas and see, which one. I don't care which one is doing what. My concern is the lionesses. That's my concern. We got enough work cut out for us. We got enough work cut out for us. Lionesses got enough work cut out. Ain't nobody trying to go get no hyena and try to figure out whether or not she good enough. I don't care. If you're not trying to come out the boneyard by now, oh well. Because it's about to collapse. If you don't feel the need to come out of the boneyard by now, it is too late. Because I done called the lionesses as much as I can call them. You're coming out of your stand. You're coming or going. Not trying to save these hoes for nobody. My concern is lionesses alone. My hospital is the lioness hospital. We trying to fix the lionesses up. Get them in tip-top shape. Not trying to deal with these hyenas. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't trying to deal. And let me tell you this other thing. I ain't trying to deal with no indecisive lioness either. You coming or you staying? Got too much empathy for them hyenas over there. They can't be saved. Everybody can't go. Not trying to get these hoes in line. The hoes is that have made their choice. Okay? Hoes have made their choice. They said they ain't going. They said they comfortable where they at. So I'm gonna leave them over there. I wasn't trying to get them no how. Thank you, HVAC. Said an image of black women officially cook, and it took a darn tether to do it. Thank you to Renzo. So I'm not sure it's been, but it's not so much how they see black women, psychologically how black women see themselves. It's reverse psychology, real time. Exactly. That's the problem. That's the actual problem. Thank you, John Teal. So it looks like she said something slick and snap. Thank you, D. So the statues of modern day Venus, hot and tight. Yeah. And thank you so much. Thank you, Mayim. Said ladies hold each other accountable in public. Thank you, Too Tall. Said right on. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you, DT, for your super sticker. Appreciate you. Thank you, HVAC. Say only now at the end. Not Star Wars, not Palpatine and them. Only now at the end do you understand, like when your feeble skills are no match for the power of the dark side. You paid the price for your lack of vision. Is accurate. I might, hey, that's probably what we gonna end up watching in a Discord, because now you made me think about it. With the prequels story-wise was important. And then the original trilogy, so it can all kind of come together. But anyway, thank you, John Teals. The statue like she's standing in front of a door reading an eviction notice, not an eviction notice. Thank you, Jonathan. I can never understand women with this six-figure requirement, 50-50, where in human history did women not have to work. Even today, Mexican women work along with their men, and they have a community. Thank you, Quiet Faith. So the statue celebrates American social engineering. A woman rugged enough to work, angry enough to fight, and fit to procreate. That is true. Thank you, Red Sigma, so the quiet part out loud. Thank you, Mogul, for your contribution. I appreciate you. Thank you again, HVAC. And Umar wants young guys like me to save this. We're going to let this cesspool burn in the ground. This was the fatal wound here to the heart. Thank you again to Renzo. Said Mrs. Cartwright, excluding the black female's family from everything is the same as a Marine or soldier joining the infantry. Infant triangulation, entanglement. Thank you, Brooklyn Toss. I'm beginning to believe some people don't have souls. Who can't peep game that is 400 years old? That's what I'm talking about. How long we gonna watch this happen? And we still, say, I don't know. Maybe it ain't like that. You deserve to go down, actually. If you're still trying to figure out what if it ain't really like, if you're still contemplating, you might have to go down with the ship. You might have to go ahead and go down with the ship. Matter of fact, give me your life jacket. You don't need it. You don't need it. You don't need it. Thank you, Real Book said minus 1,000 demureness in that statue. Get the likes up. Thank you, Heaven's Beauty said stop talking about it and take action to get it down. Thank you, HVAX. I told the lionesses you better start opening your mouth. You either staying or going. Closed mouths won't get fed. Thank you again, John Teals of Pride Rock t-shirts. I got Pride Rock t-shirts. It say Pride Rock certified. One for me and one for the women. So if you want to go to crimsoncure.com and pick you up a Pride Rock t-shirt, please do. Thank you, Jared. So this is also pandering, brainwashing, reinforcement. Then white men did something to get a statue. Now imagine digging this up in 1,000 years. And thank you, Orlando, for becoming a member. I appreciate you.
But now you have been promoted. You are now one of my elite employees.
I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. But before we get out of here we go.
All of these styles and designs can be found at our Etsy shop in the description below. Aaliyah's Unique Boutique. Etsy.com. Follow us on IG at Aaliyah's Unique Boutique.
The link is pinned to the top of the chat, Aaliyah's Unique Boutique. Okay, you definitely want to check that out to get some beautiful handmade, hand-designed earrings. Once again, the link is pinned to the top of the chat, Aaliyah's Unique Boutique. Okay, go there, check it out. The inventory is updated on a very regular basis. So if you go there, don't quite see what you want, which I don't know how that happens. But if you do, check back in a couple of days and the inventory will be updated so that you can get what you want to get. Once again, the link is pinned to the top of the chat, Aaliyah's Unique Boutique. I want to thank everybody. It was like 1,000 in here. I want to thank everybody for coming through, for rocking with me for a little bit. We're going to find something to watch, the movie time and Discord. So if you're a member, come into Discord. Somebody put the link to the Discord and let me know that you're a member once you get there so I can add you to the membership Discord, okay? All right. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.